So they dashed off to another fire, Mark, and we've actually they dealt with that fire. I mean, they keep springing up all over this part of the island. In fact, if you have a look over here, look what's coming down the hill here. We're in Pelikanos. It's a small village just up the road from where we were, and you can see they said that they knew there was fires at the top of the mountain, and that as the day progresses they're expecting them to come down the hill. So you can see them coming down the hillside there. And then if you have a look over in the distance, if we pivot 180 degrees, look at the volume of smoke that is in the sky, which tells us that there are some pretty serious fires burning just over those hills there. Now, between the top of those mountains and where we are now, a lot of the undergrowth has been burnt away, so you would hope that the fires wouldn't be able to progress any further than where they are now. But that's the situation at the moment. The police over here taking a break as we look at them, and over here there are some fire trucks, emergency drinks and water. This restaurant's kind of become like a hub for volunteers, actually. We're going to speak to some of them now. We're going to try and we have something to thank them for personally. Can I just say thank you for rescuing my microphone earlier? Thank you very much. What's your name?
Yamadis.
Yeah, so basically we drove off with this microphone on top of the car, and then they chased it up off the road, which is very kind of them, myself having a senior moment. But so could you just tell us, what have you been doing with these in terms of volunteering?
Everything we can do. Yeah. We left our jobs behind. We are here, we're helping with everything. People have the trucks, yeah, and they're carrying water. Some others we're just trying to end the small fires.
Yeah.
We bring water, we bring everything. We're trying to make some zones to empty. As we see the fire coming down, we're trying to make some zones so the fire will stop.
Yeah, yeah, and by that you mean cutting the trees away so that the fire can't spread.
Yeah, the small trees, because we cannot go in the forest with these big trees and cut them off so easy.
Yeah. How bad is this in your experience?
What happened?
These fires.
Now?
Yeah.
It's really big.
Sorry?
It's really big, the disaster. We just wait to end the fires, so we see after what really happened. But it's really big. It's like the whole island cut in two pieces.
Yeah.
The fire starts up and left and end right and down.
Yeah, heading south.
Yes.
Yeah, away from the north of the island.
Yeah, it's away. The north side is okay.
Yeah.
You have to drive around 30-40 minutes to see what's going on.
Yeah, pretty bad. Listen, I'm going to get back to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us and for rescuing our microphone. Thank you so much for that. So, look, volunteers that have been helping out with this effort, they've been getting a lot of support from the local community. Everyone's rallying together. And when it comes to the tourists as well, we know speaking to them, they've had some choice words to say about the tour operators and about their package operators, travel insurance providers, all that sort of thing. But one thing's universal. They've been really, really, really thankful for the Greek people that have been helping them out as well.
Well, Paul, of course, this is a theme that many people have been thanking the Greek villagers and townspeople for the help, the food, the even shelter they've been providing. But you've touched on something very interesting there, and these emergency workers, a lot of them are volunteers. They're doing it on top of other jobs that they've got, and they must be absolutely exhausted by now.
Yeah, they are. We spoke to a couple from London who hopefully we'll hear from in the next hour. One of them, both Londoners, one of them's Greek. This is his village. So they've been here helping the volunteers, and it's all we keep hearing is how people are surviving on 3-4 hours of sleep a day. They get back up, and even when they're not actively doing something, they're staying awake to watch the fires, taking rotations through the night. So this is extremely exhausting, and you have to ask yourself, can it continue? I mean, surely it is not sustainable, both in terms of the length of these fires that we're seeing, but in terms of future years, if this is going to keep happening every summer. So a lot of people here say that, look, once we've dealt with these fires and we've got out of this situation, we're going to have a serious rethink about contingency planning and resources from the government and from the European Union.
One thing we should also note as well, Paul, is the effect that these wildfires have had on wildlife as they've, torn through places. We're just looking now at some, quite upsetting, haunting images of rabbits. I think there was a firefighter who was carrying 2 rabbits and a cat in his arms to safety. They've been devastated by this too, haven't they? People have lost their pets.
Yeah, no, they have, absolutely. And that's why, speaking to volunteers, spoke to one woman yesterday who was from a volunteer animal shelter. They've been helping to package up water, package up food, and then leave it out in these kind of wild areas for the animals. And then the animals that have suffered injuries because, or maybe even just from inhaling the smoke, they've taken them into their own homes. So they're looking at as much for the animals as they are for other people and for tourists and for businesses. This area, this part of the island, is pretty devastated right now. There's no power, there's no internet, you can only take cash payments. It's difficult at the moment, but they're getting through it, they're being resilient, and once they do get through it, they want more long-term planning, more resources from the central government.